Hello everyone, welcome back to the Leopard Farm channel, where life in our little village is never short on adventure. These past couple of weeks have been a wild ride, to say the least. Our community has been hit hard by a surge of wild boars tearing through our fields, wreaking havoc on the crops we've worked so hard to grow. From sunrise to well past dusk, we've been pulling shifts to protect our land. Enough was enough, so we made a bold move. We put together a crack team of hunters to patrol the fields, track these beasts, and take them head on. Our first mission led us to a sprawling field dotted with dense thickets, prime real estate for those sneaking thieves. We rolled up with our trusted pack of hunting dogs, who hit the ground running, noses to the wind, and zeroed in on a scent in no time. My buddy and I gripped our rifles, hearts pounding, as we closed in on the rustling bushes. Out of nowhere, a massive boar charged out. I lined up my shot, squeezed the trigger, and dropped it with one clean hit. It didn't even have a chance to take another step. Thanks to our tracking gear, we got a bead on a whole herd heading our way. As they barreled toward us, I steadied my rifle, took a deep breath, and nailed the lead boar with a perfect shot. It stumbled and went down hard. The clash was fast, fierce, and honestly, way more intense than we braced for, but we came out on top. As I pushed toward Derek's position, the dog's bark sliced through the air, growing sharper and more frantic, a sure sign they'd locked onto another target. My pulse raced as I wove through towering corn stalks, each step fueled by a hunter's instinct urging me forward. Suddenly, a boar burst into view. I steadied my rifle, squeezed the trigger, and dropped it with a single, clean shot. The dog, grinning with relentless energy, tore off after more quarry. They're on the move, I called out, adrenaline surging. Derek, cool under pressure, unleashed a rapid volley, downing several boars in quick succession. His razor-sharp reflexes and the heat of the hunt never ceased to impress. After the intense pursuit, we caught our breath, but the reprieve was short-lived. Just yards ahead, the dog's urgent barking erupted again. I snapped my rifle up, senses heightened. Knowing vigilance is the golden rule of hunting. A boar charged from the underbrush, and with a steady hand, I fired, dropping it with precision. Nearby, Derek was squaring off with another, the dense thicket obscuring our view, not our resolve. One fleeting misstep by the boar was all it took. We had it in our sights and brought it down, our focus unyielding. Local farmers' reports of a fresh boar herd tearing through their fields sent us racing into action. As we reached the open farmland, I caught sight of a lone boar in the distance. I moved swiftly to intercept, heart pounding, and with a single steady shot from my rifle, I dropped it in a sprawling field. But that was just the start. Dozens more were flooding in. The Food and Agriculture Organization notes that boar activity spikes by up to 30% in winter as they venture out from dense forests, ravaging crops in their search for food. Even the biting cold, our team presses on with regular hunts to curb their growing numbers and protect them. On a crisp, sunny morning, prime for hunting, we climbed a rugged mountain range, where boars often emerge to forage or soak up the warmth. Our team fanned out, each member covering their slice of terrain with sharp focus. Suddenly, the hound's fierce barking echoed through the hills, signaling a chase. I snapped my rifle up, finger poised on the trigger. The boar exploded from the underbrush, and I fired, dropping it with a clean shot. The mountains stretch wide, and the boars are plenty, but our grit and rifles are all we need. As we neared the summit, a whole herd charged from the opposite ridge, their speed staggering. I zeroed in, but despite my best effort, I only managed to take down one as they thundered past. On a nearby ridge, a massive herd caught Vin off guard. He held his ground, waiting for a clear shot, but his first round missed. Unfazed, he took off after them with the hounds, who cornered a boar in a tight gully. This time, it was done for. As we packed up to head home, another herd appeared out of nowhere. With no time to waste, I lined up my shot in a fleeting moment and fired. The crack of the rifle echoed through the quiet wilderness, sealing the day's final triumph. The fight's far from over. Boars keep swarming our fields, testing our grit. But with our rifles, our dogs, and sheer determination, we'll keep hunting to protect our village. And its lifeline, this video is for educational and awareness purposes. All scenes follow local laws and ethical hunting guidelines. As the sun rises over South Africa's eastern cape, a dense fog settles over the cornfields of Tabo, casting an eerie hush across the landscape. But the calm is fleeting. A troop of vervet monkeys, swift and sly, sweeps into town, leaping through the trees to snatch fruit before vanishing back into the mist. For farmers like Tabo, a third-generation grower, this isn't just a rough morning. It's an all-out battle. Across Africa, baboons and vervet monkeys, with their near-human smarts, raid farms, plunder homes, and wreak havoc, costing farmers millions each year. In Cape Town, these bold primates invade kitchens and rummage through trash, turning quiet streets into chaos. For Tabo, the stakes are personal. A single season's raids can wipe out a third of his harvest, slashing thousands of dollars from his livelihood. Join us as we dive into this wild struggle. Hit that subscribe button and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers.
I'm here just waiting for somebody to come outside so it can attack. This is happening in the city of Yamaguchi.
This clash is raw and relentless, fueled by the primates' cunning, sharing 94% of human DNA, and the shrinking of their natural habitats as farms and cities expand. Baboons and vervet monkeys strike with calculated precision, leaving farmers on edge. Enter a former Montana hunter, drawn to Africa for the ultimate challenge. These aren't your average targets. Baboons and vervets outsmart and outmaneuver, making them fierce adversaries. Near Addo, hunting packages price a baboon or vervet at just $20, but the real cost is in the skill it takes to face these clever creatures. Stick with us to explore this epic showdown and see who comes out on top. This isn't your typical hunting trip. In the heart of the savannah, skilled hunters navigate dense grasslands, armed with rifles and a mission to target invasive primates wreaking havoc on local farms and homes. Bound by strict regulations, they keep a safe 164-foot distance from the herd, carefully selecting dominant animals to reduce ecological impact while protecting agricultural livelihoods. For those seeking a gentler approach, relocation offers a compassionate alternative, though it's no simple task. Addo Wildlife Conservancy partners with farmers like Tabo to trap troublesome baboons and vervets using fruit-baited cages. Captured primates are released far from their original territory, with the hope they won't return. Yet, challenges persist. Relocation is labor-intensive, and its long-term success remains uncertain. Tabo, like many farmers, grapples with the question of whether hunting or trapping better balances humane treatment with effective control, as the debate over managing these crafty invaders continues to unfold. The debate over baboon hunting in South Africa sparks fierce passion. Conservation groups, like Baboon Matters, warn that culling endangers baboon populations and throws ecosystems off balance. Strict laws, such as the National Environmental Management Act, require farmers to secure permits before hunting, with hefty fines for violations. For rural communities, it's a tough balancing act. Protecting crops from millions in damages while respecting conservation principles. The stakes hit home when over 1,200 baboons overran Tabo's small town, with screeches filling the night as they rummaged through trash and raided homes. Drawn by easy access to food, they turned streets into chaos. racking up $3.2 million in property damage and slashing environmental quality by 30% as parks and streams drown in litter. To tackle the baboon boom, South Africa is getting creative. In hard-hit urban areas, wildlife experts have rolled out a clever tactic: life-sized lion decoys that spook baboons by tapping into their predator fears. In cities like Cape Town, this approach has paid off, cutting environmental pollution by 25% and giving residents a cleaner, safer community. These innovative solutions show promise, offering a path to coexist with these cunning primates while keeping their impact in check.
2, 3, 4, 5.
To curb the baboon invasion in urban areas, authorities are cracking down with heavy-duty steel traps and strict rules. Hunters who break the law face fines up to $5,000, and only licensed pros aged 21 or older can take part, ensuring ethical wildlife management. A key tactic is the swift post-hunt process. Captured baboons are whisked to places like the Wildlife Management Center for sterilization. This approach slashed the invasive baboon population from 10,000 to 6,500 in just 1 year, with sterilized animals released 50 miles from neighborhoods under vet oversight, striking a smart balance between control and compassion. Welcome Leopard Farm channel. Get ready for an epic showdown in today's video as we dive into Fox Control Day, the ultimate battle against one of America's sneakiest predators. With a massive $15,000 bounty up for grabs, the government's rallying top hunters from coast to coast to take on foxes that are hitting poultry farms hard, racking up over $10 million in damages. These clever critters are multiplying fast, and their relentless attacks are shaking up rural life. Curious about what's driving this fox frenzy? Stick with us for all the action, and if you're not subscribed yet, smash that button. We're charging toward 1,000 subs, and we need you to join the pack. The stakes couldn't be higher. Fox attacks are costing U.S. poultry farmers a jaw-dropping $15 million every year, with some losing 2,500 to 3,000 birds annually. These cunning, nighttime raiders sneak into barns, leaving a trail of destruction before anyone can react. But it's not just their smarts making them such a threat. Human expansion into their habitats has pushed foxes to turn farms into their personal buffets. As a result, farmers are fighting a losing battle to protect their animals and their bottom line, grappling with devastating losses that threaten their way of life. Foxes are no longer just a threat to livestock. They're now endangering people in their own neighborhoods. In a shocking incident in Florida, a man was viciously attacked by a fox while strolling down a quiet street, sustaining serious injuries that left the community reeling. This brazen assault has sparked widespread concern about the growing presence of these bold predators in suburban areas. What was once a problem confined to farms, costing farmers their livelihoods, has escalated into a pressing public safety issue. With foxes prowling closer to home, residents are left wondering, what's being done to tackle this escalating threat? In response to the surging fox population, the government has launched a bold initiative, calling on the nation's most skilled hunters to confront the crisis head-on. This isn't a job for amateurs. Hunters must pass rigorous tests, proving their expertise, precision, and commitment to ethical standards. Successful candidates can earn up to $15,000 per fox, with payouts varying based on the animal's size, location, and verified kills. To ensure maximum impact, hunters are organized into specialized teams, each wielding their preferred tools. 70% favor the pinpoint accuracy of rifles or shotguns, while 30% choose the silent efficiency of bows and arrows. This strategic, high-stakes effort underscores the urgency of reclaiming safety for communities under siege.
When food scarcity drives foxes closer to human settlements.
Fox hunting season kicks off when foxes are most active, typically from late fall to early spring, as dwindling food supplies push them toward human neighborhoods. Hunters gear up with cutting-edge tools like thermal imaging scopes, night vision goggles, and GPS trackers to pinpoint their elusive targets. Those wielding firearms often choose bolt-action rifles or shotguns for their precision and power. Equally vital are hunting dogs, breeds like foxhounds and Jack Russells, whose keen noses and relentless drive help sniff out trails, flush foxes from hiding, and pin them down. Once a fox is in sight, speed and accuracy are key. Hunters aim for vital areas like the head or heart-lung region to ensure a swift, humane kill with minimal suffering. Bow hunters face an even tougher challenge, relying on compound or recurve bows armed with broadhead arrows. Precision and patience are non-negotiable, as they must get within 20 to 40 yards for a clean, ethical shot. Stealth is their greatest asset. Camouflage, scent masking sprays, and rangefinders help them blend into the environment and avoid detection. Success hinges on razor-sharp skills, ironclad discipline, and a deep understanding of fox behavior, making every hunt a test of both strategy and finesse. When it comes to fox hunting, the choice between firearms and bows sparks heated debate. Firearms pack a punch with their range, power, and pinpoint accuracy, making them the top pick for hunters prioritizing speed and efficiency. However, they come with drawbacks, hefty regulations, steep costs, and noise that can spook other wildlife. Bows, by contrast, offer a quieter, time-honored approach, blending stealth with tradition. Yet, they demand years of practice and skill to master, and there's a higher risk of non-lethal shots that can prolong an animal's suffering. The fox hunting controversy continues to stir passions. Proponents argue it's a critical tool for managing overpopulation and protecting communities, while critics raise red flags about safety hazards and potential harm to ecosystems. Where do you stand? Is traditional hunting the answer, or should we lean into innovative alternatives? Share your thoughts in the comments, and stick around. Hit that subscribe button for more gripping stories and insights. This video is for educational and awareness purposes. All scenes follow local laws and ethical hunting guidelines. Welcome to the Leopard Farm channel, where we dive into the wildest corners of nature. Ever heard of a real-life dinosaur still stalking the earth? Meet the Komodo dragon, a fearsome beast straight out of prehistoric times. These massive reptiles, tipping the scales at up to 366 pounds, rule the rugged landscapes of Rinca Island, captivating scientists and thrill-seekers alike. But what makes these ancient predators so dangerous? And what secrets do they hold that set them apart from every other creature? Join us as we unravel the mysteries of the Komodo dragon. Hit that subscribe button. We're charting toward 1,000 subscribers, and your support fuels our journey. Scattered across Rinca, Komodo, and nearby islands, around 8,000 Komodo dragons dominate as fiercely territorial titans. Males clash in epic showdowns, wielding razor-sharp claws, whip-like tails, and raw power to claim territory and mates. Yet, what truly cements their status as nature's ultimate survivors is their extraordinary resilience. Unlike other reptiles, Komodo dragons boast a supercharged immune system, healing rapidly from brutal injuries. Research reveals their blood is packed with antimicrobial peptides, fending off bacteria that would spell doom for most creatures. This incredible adaptation has kept these living dinosaurs thriving for millions of years, cementing their legacy as one of the planet's toughest predators.
Dragons occasionally roam into residential areas where resources are scarce.
As the breeding season ramps up, Komodo dragons get hungrier and bolder, venturing into nearby villages in search of easy meals. This surge in activity has led to devastating losses for local farmers, with over 5,000 livestock, goats, pigs, and chickens, taken by these ancient predators. In 2024 alone, one Rinca Island farmer lost 25 goats in just a month, racking up a staggering $9,000 in damages. These attacks don't just hit wallets hard, they're sparking growing tension between communities and these formidable reptiles. So, what's being done to tackle this escalating conflict and protect both people and dragons? To curb the rising tide of Komodo dragon incursions, local authorities have launched a targeted population control program, bringing in expert hunters to manage the situation. Only licensed professionals with proven skills in tracking large games are allowed to take part, operating under tight regulations. Each team, made up of 3 to 5 members, including a lead hunter, tracker, and support staff, uses high-powered .375 H&H Magnum rifles or tranquilizer guns for safe captures. To encourage participation, hunters are paid between $5,000 and $15,000 per dragon, depending on the animal's size and the risk involved, balancing conservation with community safety. During the dry season, when Komodo dragons are at their most active, hunting season kicks into high gear on Rinca, Komodo, and Flores Islands, where clashes with humans peak. Equipped with cutting-edge tools like thermal imaging binoculars, GPS trackers, and motion-activated cameras, skilled hunters track these elusive predators with precision. Once a dragon is in sight, hunters keep a safe distance of 50 to 100 yards to ensure both a clean shot and their own safety. Aiming for the spine or heart guarantees a swift, humane takedown. These carefully managed hunts not only ease tension between locals and dragons, but also help preserve the delicate balance of the ecosystem. But taking on a Komodo dragon is no walk in the park. These giants are lightning fast, ferocious, and wildly unpredictable. In 2024, a chilling incident on Komodo Island drove that point home. A hunter, fresh off a successful takedown, was blindsided by a second dragon lurking nearby. The beast charged, knocking him to the ground, but quick thinking and backup from his team spared him with just minor scrapes. Stories like these underscore the heart-pounding risks of facing off against one of the planet's most fearsome reptiles. As a protected species, Komodo dragons are subject to strict hunting regulations to keep their populations thriving. Hunters must secure special permits and adhere to a tight quota, with only 15% of the population allowed to be culled each season. Breaking these rules risks harsh consequences, from license revocation to hefty fines. Overhunting could even throw the ecosystem out of whack, causing ripple effects on local wildlife and the environment. These measures strike a delicate balance between human safety and preserving one of nature's most iconic predators. This video is for educational and awareness purposes. After nearly an hour of trekking through the thick woods, we finally spotted our first wild boar. The moment we tried to circle around it, the beast bolted. Everyone took their shot, but between the tangled underbrush, fallen logs, and that boar's lightning-fast reflexes, not a single bullet hit the mark. For a moment, it looked like the animal might get away, but luck was on our side. Just minutes later, our hunting dogs closed in and cut off its escape. At close range, there was no time to second-guess. I raised my rifle, lined up the shot, and squeezed the trigger. One clean, accurate hit. The boar dropped. Following the map's directions, we made our way to a nearby area where wild boar activity had been reported. The team quickly spread out and took their positions, ready to spring into action. As I stood quietly inside the hunting blind, scanning the surroundings, a wild boar suddenly came charging down the slope. Instinct kicked in. I raised my rifle and fired multiple shots. But the beast was incredibly fast, vanishing into the brush within seconds. Undeterred, we pressed on and soon drove another boar toward the forest edge. This one was different, more aggressive. It didn't flee. Instead, it turned sharply and charged straight at us. Without missing a beat, I squeezed the trigger. One powerful shot was all it took. The boar dropped instantly, ending the standoff before it could escalate.
Oh my God.
The pursuit through the forest was far from over. It was a test of endurance, skill, and strategy. With years of hunting under our belts and a deep understanding of wild boar behavior, we knew exactly how to coordinate a successful takedown. The team split into 3 specialized units. Each positioned to block escape routes and close in from different angles. As the boars scattered through the dense woodland and raced toward the perimeter, we stayed hot on their trail. The chaos was real, but so was our determination. With precision and teamwork, we managed to intercept and bring down several before they. Before we could even set foot in the field, there were important steps to follow. Participating in wild boar control isn't something you can just jump into. It requires passing several qualification tests to earn a legal hunting license. Only after proving our knowledge and skills were we cleared to join the effort. On the ground, hunters rely on a range of powerful firearms to get the job done. Popular choices include precision sniper rifles, reliable shotguns, and high-capacity handguns like the .308 Winchester and AR-15, each selected for their stopping power and adaptability in rugged terrain. As dusk settled over the forest, our pursuit continued. The air was tense, filled with the distant echoes of barking hounds closing in on their prey. I stayed still, crouched in position, eyes fixed on the underbrush, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Just as anticipated, a wild boar burst from the thicket, driven out by the relentless dogs. With a steady hand and sharp focus, I squeezed the trigger. Gunfire cracked through the evening air, and with it, my target was brought down cleanly.
Make sure the tag is protected from getting wet and can be easily read.
It had been a long time since I'd felt the rush of such an intense wild boar control hunt. Right in front of me stood a herd, massive, powerful, and incredibly quick on their feet. Each movement demanded precision and timing. For a clean and humane shot, we always target the vital organs, specifically the heart and lungs. Wasting no time, I line up my sights and pull the trigger. My shotgun delivered with flawless precision, dropping a few boars instantly. But the rest of the herd didn't stick around. They scattered like shadows, vanishing into the dense forest within seconds. Then, from a rocky ledge high on a mountainside, our team spotted something rare, a wild boar with a striking, unusual coat. It darted through the terrain with lightning speed. Instinct took over. I didn't hesitate. I aimed and fired in one fluid motion. Down in the brush below, the action was over. Several large boars were still hiding in the thickets. Suddenly, one burst out, driven by our hunting boar straight into the open trail. I quickly locked on, squeezed the trigger, and watched as the shot landed cleanly. The boar dropped on the spot, a precise finish to a high adrenaline chase.